What you waiting for, baby? Good morning, beloveds. I don't know what I was about to say. I was being distracted by the cat. All right, well, it is July 17th. Our title is Staying Young. The first quote is, "Except ye be converted and become as little children, ye shall not enter into the kingdom of heaven." Matthew 18:3. The second quote is, "We are surrounded by and immersed in a perfect life. Only as much of this life as we embody will become ours to use." And that is The Science of Mind, page 44. Youthfulness is not just a matter of physical appearance. It is the embodiment of the perfect life in which we are immersed. Only as we are able to partake of the heavenly qualities of our inner life are we able to retain and radiate a youthful appearance. Look into the eyes of a little child and observe the beauty of wonder and anticipation. It is natural for a child, as all parents know, to reach out towards bright and shiny objects. The desire to examine and explore is a strong motivation in a child's mind. As a child grows towards adulthood, she gradually loses some of this motivation, becoming conditioned more and more to the already accepted outlook of adulthood. It is necessary to turn your thinking around, away from the world of appearances and towards the inner world of perfection. If we desire to embody more of the youthful qualities, if you would stay young, both in heart and mind, become childlike in your attitude towards the world around you. Be pleasant and let your smile dispense the cloudy gloom of other people's fear. Look for beauty in people, things, and conditions. Remember, a drop of oil in a mud puddle reflects the rainbow colors of light. Avoid becoming locked into rigid habits. Become elastic in temperament and increase your love of living. Loving qualities, when embodied, will do much to erase the unwanted wrinkles of age and make you feel young again. The beauty of my inner life shines through my thinking and feeling, and I see the same beauty in people, things, and conditions. I am happy and at peace with myself and my world." And that is WK. Let's see who WK is. Wesley Wayne Kintner. Wesley Wayne Kintner. So we're all familiar with that quote. Become as little children, or you shall not enter into the kingdom of heaven. And then we all question, what does that mean? And Wesley kind of lined it out right there about the bright, shiny objects, the motivation, the awe, and the wonder. Because children, by their very nature, are always exploring. They're always learning. And everything is amazing. They haven't become jaded yet, as we like to say. Or as Wesley says, conditioned to adulthood. They haven't accepted the race consciousness yet. Frequently, when they're told you can't do something, they're like, why not? They always have that question. Why? Why not? Why can't I do this? Well, because it's never been done before. Well, maybe I'm going to be the first one to do it then. And that is that mindset. That's one of the reasons why Science of Mind is open at the top, because Ernest didn't think he knew everything. He didn't think that any one religion had all of the truth. What he believed is that all of them had a little bit of the truth. And so the benefit that we can gain is to learn from each other. And that's one of the things that's really cool about children is their willingness and ability to learn. And sometimes as we grow, we become less willing to learn. Not less able, less willing to learn. And so what Wesley's reminding us here is that it's important for us to keep our mind flexible. The more flexible our mind is, and I'm not talking about bending over backwards to believe something that is just simply not true, but the willingness to take in information that doesn't confirm to what we think we know. The willingness to see that somebody else might have an answer that we don't. Somebody else might know something that we don't. And be open-minded and willing to change our mind, to be flexible, to be willing to see the awesome, the beauty, because he even said it in there, to be willing to see, to look for the beautiful in people. One of the things about children is like everybody's a potential friend. And with adults, not so much. We're quick to judge by appearances. And it's an unfortunate thing that we teach our children. And it's something that Ernest is always talking about. Don't judge by appearances. The Bible says don't judge by appearances. You know, Jesus said don't judge by appearances. Because we might miss something. We might miss something amazing and beautiful if we're busy judging by appearances. And so it's that flexibility and willingness to learn, willingness to experience, willingness to experiment. And that's kind of the way it is with children. It's like they know that life is an experiment. And so they're out there trying all these things. And, you know, we reach adulthood and we've tried a lot and we've had a lot of things not work. And so we're not willing to try anymore. And if we want to get into heaven, which is a mindset, which is all around us all the time, we got to be willing to try. We got to be willing to open the mind and the heart to the awe, and be awe-full, or full of awe. So, yeah, staying young. It really is about the mind. Okay, so, except ye be converted and become as little children, ye shall not enter into the kingdom of heaven. That word converted gets us into a lot of trouble. It's like you have to believe exactly as I do. No, because children don't. We have to be willing to experience and to learn and to look for the beauty. So that was Matthew 18:3. We are surrounded by, immersed in a perfect life. Only as much of this life as we embody shall become ours to use. That's what, so that's from The Science of Mind, page 44. And that's one of the things. It's like all of the qualities of God that you know, peace, love, beauty, creativity, joy. We want to embody those. The more we embody those, the more we take those in, the more we act as if, the more we'll have. And that's what he's talking about. It's like this life's all around us all the time. It's up to us to partake, to participate, to join in. To join in. Okay, so youthfulness is not just a matter of physical appearance. It is the embodiment of a perfect life in which we are immersed. That's one of the things that's really interesting. The more flexible our mind is, typically the more flexible our body is, because we're getting up and doing. When we get old and stiff, it's because we spend too much time in one place listening to one thing. It's like, go out and experience. Go get different information sources. Move around. Moving around is super important for keeping the body young and the mind young. Only as we are able to partake in the heavenly qualities of our inner life are we able to retain and radiate a youthful appearance. It is really about moving around. Look into the eyes of a little child and observe the beauty of wonder and anticipation. And that's the thing that we can frequently lose as adults. We lose that wonder and anticipation. It's like we think we know. And in all honesty, we don't. We just think we know. We get really good at predicting, and it's like, no. We could change one thing and go a completely different direction. It's natural for a child, as all parents know, to reach out towards bright and shiny objects. The desire to examine and explore is a strong motivation in a child's mind. As a child grows towards adulthood, she gradually loses some of this motivation, not all of it. And the more of it we can keep, the more fun we can have. Becoming conditioned more and more to the already accepted outlook of adulthood. The already accepted, we are conditioned by race consciousness, and we don't have to accept it. It is necessary to turn your thinking around, away from the world of appearances and towards the inner world of perfection. We get really good at judging by appearances, and we need to let that go. I mean, there are times that it's good and important and right, and there are times when we just need to stop judging by appearances and go have an experience. If we desire to embody more youthful qualities, stop judging by appearances and go have an experience. If you would stay young in both heart and mind, become childlike in your attitude towards the world around you. Be pleasant and let your smile disperse the cloudy glooms of other people's fears. Are you willing to smile on the face of other people's fears? Are you willing to be that island of peace and comfort? Because that's what a sunny smile is. When you walk into a room and everybody's gloomy and you can smile and hold it, you're contagious. Bring your sunshine with you. Look for beauty in people, things, and conditions. Remember, a drop of oil in a mud puddle reflects the rainbow colors of light. Avoid becoming locked into rigid habits. Avoid becoming locked into rigid habits. I can get a little bit that way, I understand. And that's some of my anxiety. And so sometimes, like, if I get really rigid in my routine, then I'm like, okay, what am I afraid of? And then I need to, let go a little bit. Becoming elastic in temperament and increase your love of living. Increase your love of living. Stop going through the motions and go and do something fun that you enjoy. Loving qualities, when embodied, will do much to erase the unwanted wrinkles of age and make you feel young again. And then he's got this beautiful treatment. The beauty of my inner life shines through my thinking and feeling, and I see the same beauty in all people, things, and conditions. I am happy and at peace with myself and my world. So there's a whole lot in this one to narrow down to a mission. But there was one in here. Where was it? Oh, I just had it. Okay. Like I said, there's a lot in here. So the mission today, should we choose to accept it, is to become elastic in temperament and increase our love of living. Elastic in temperament. What does that mean? Because he talked about becoming rigid. So what we want to do is relax, release, and start looking below the surface of the appearances, to look for that beauty, to look for that experience, to go and have an experience, to experiment with life, to try something new, to try something different. Oh, that's a lot. So, elastic in temperament and go and enjoy living. Whatever that looks to you. And that, one of the ways you can do that is by doing something loving for yourself, doing something kind for yourself, doing something compassionate for yourself. Whatever that looks like. It might be to take a rest day, to rest, to take a nap. It might be to have an active day, to go for a walk, to go somewhere you've never been, or go somewhere that you've been and have a new experience where you've been before. It might be that it's time to let something go, to make room for something new. And all of that is loving, kind, and compassionate for yourself. And I always encourage you to practice on yourself, because you deserve your own love. You deserve your own kindness. You deserve your own compassion. You're a beloved child of God. You deserve that. It's also about creating a habit so that your first response is loving, kind, and compassionate with yourself and with others, no matter what's happening. That's one of the ways that we can be a little more flexible when we have a loving, kind, compassionate response instead of a knee-jerk response to things that happen. So there's that. So practice. It makes permanent. Not perfect, but permanent. All right. I would also tell you to do something to engage your mind and your body, unless this is your day of rest, in which place, please do that. Sunday is my day of rest, physically. And then to drink plenty of water. We had a brief break in the weather, and the next week looks fairly binary. It's all ones and zeros, which is terrifying. So take care of yourself, drink that water, and get that early morning light, in your day. Early in your day light, reset those circadian rhythms. You'll have more energy during the day, and you'll sleep better at night. So it's all about self-care. I'm a big believer in self-care. You never know what's going to happen, so take care of yourself first. All right? You can't pour from an empty cup. So, last one's the same one as usual. Open the windows of your soul. Allow the breath of heaven to remind you do live in heaven right here, right now. It is all around you all the time. It's a state of mind. It's a state of consciousness, which means, especially if you can get into that childlike wonder, you can create it any place that you go. And that's a special skill. Because when you create heaven around you, other people feel safe and might learn to do it for themselves. And then we create a world that works for everybody. All right, beloveds. I would tell you to catch us on the social medias. We are Creative Life Spiritual Center, Creative Life Spark. And I am the Running Rev Ryan. We are, if you want to know what's going on, because we've got book studies going on, classes going on, events coming up, whatever else is going on, including CSL.org is doing a movie series, which I kind of want to make sure I see one of those, because we might try doing that here where we watch a movie together, which will be fun. And take care of ourselves and have a good time, and dig a little deeper into pop culture there. So email info@creativelife.org. That will get you onto the constant contact. The hot links are hot. All right. Think that's what I know. So have a great day, an amazing day, a wondrous day, a fantastic day, a magical day, an enchanting day, a Sunday, a keeping it cool day, a getting some rest day, a getting some stuff done day, a doing something new day, a childlike wonder day, an experiment day, an experience day, a good day. And if that is too much pressure, simply have a day, because you are enough just as you are. All right, beloveds, as I have said, you are a beloved child of God, and that is a state of grace. It can't be earned, and it can't be taken away. It is granted by an inexhaustible source of love. All right, so we are going to have a pretty amazing service for you here in just about an hour and 10 minutes, which means I need to go eat breakfast. Reverend David should be on around 5 p.m. with you. I will be back with you at 9 a.m. tomorrow. So take care of yourself, know that you're loved, and I will see you next time.